Morning, students. Now we will solve the third problem of cantilever beam. Now here, what is the change? On the left side, as usual, it is fixed, and on point C there is a point load, but from point A to point B there is a UDL load, okay, of 5 Newton per mm, okay, at a distance of 600 mm, okay, and the cross section given is 60 by 60. Poisson's ratio and Young's modulus has been given to you. So you have to solve this by analytical method, which we have already solved in the class. Total load is find, rewrite the diagram, find shear force and bending moment, then draw the diagram of shear force and bending moment, draw the table. So in shear force, maximum value is about 400, minimum is 100, bending moment maximum is 23,000, minimum value is 0. So this much value you have to get it in ANSYS. So let us solve in the ANSYS right now. Okay. So let's start. So again, go to file, clear start new, do not read file. Okay. Yes. Go to preferences, structural. Okay. Preprocessor, element type, add, edit, delete, add. So this is a beam problem. So you have to select beam, 2 noded 188. Say okay. Close. Minimize this. So this is the beam problem, means you should not use the real constant. Directly go to material properties, material model, structural, linear, elastic, isotropic. Here you substitute the value of Young's modulus 2E5. Poisson's ratio is 0.3. Say okay. Close this. Then go to section, beams, common section. Here you put the values of section, that is 60 by 60, 60 by 60, then say okay. Then go to modeling, go to create. So this is a beam problem, so you have to use key points. Go to key points, inactive CS. So how many points are there? A, B, and C. So totally 3 points. So first point 1, it is at a location of 0. Say apply. Second point, it is at a distance of 60 mm from starting. So put 60 here. Say apply. Then third point C, it is at a distance of 80 plus 60 from starting. So total it will be 140. So starting say 140 distance per है point C. So you have to use 140. Then say okay. So these are our 3 points. In between those 3 points, we have to clear the lines. So here only in green it is. Go to lines, again lines, straight line, select point 1 and 2. Then select 2 and 3. So these are the 2 lines created. Then say okay and minimize this. So modeling is done now. So directly go to meshing, go to mesh tool, then select line set and select these points. Say okay. Here you put number of element division, मतलब कितने division में आप divide करना चाहते हैं. Let us put 200. Say okay. Then again you click on mesh tool. Now you say mesh. Select these both the lines. Say okay. Now it is completely mesh. Now what we have to do? You have to fix and apply the forces and pressure. So finish this, minimize this, go to solution, define loads, apply structural. Okay. So before that, let us go to displacement. Then select on key points. Select this key point on the left side. Say okay. select all degrees of freedom and say okay. So it is fixed. सेट को फिक्स हो गया. अभी लास्ट पॉइंट में पहले हम फोर्स लगाएंगे ऑफ 100 न्यूटन. तो मिनिमाइज दिस, गो टू फोर्स, देन सेलेक्ट ऑन की पॉइंट्स. हमें लास्ट वाला पॉइंट सेलेक्ट करो, say okay, then select here Fy. How much is the value of force? 100 Newton. So type here minus 100 plus 100 डालोगे तो ऊपर जाएगा. So you have to put minus 100 because we want the force in downward direction. Say okay. तो अभी force लग गया. Okay. So we have fixed also by using displacement. We have applied point load also by using force or moment. Now we have to apply this uniform distributed load, that is UDL load of 5 Newton per mm. तो इसको कैसा लगाने का? You have to go to pressure, then you have to go to on beams, then say here plot, then say line. तो यहाँ से इधर तक उतना ही हमारा UDL है, मीन्स प्रेशर लगाना है from starting to this blue line. Okay, so what you have to do, say pressure on beams. You have to select here on beams only for pressure, huh? Then here you have to go to plot lines. तो लाइन आ जाएगा. अभी क्या करने का, here you select box और एक बॉक्स निकालने का up to where, up to the blue line. तो बॉक्स निकाल के छोड़ दो. So it has selected now. Now you say okay. Now here load की, अभी हमारा लोड कैसा, ऐसा y डायरेक्शन में ऐसा पड़ता है. What for that, what you have to do, instead of 1 you have to type here 2. लोड की you should always type it here 2. और यहाँ पे क्या पूछ रहा है नीचे, प्रेशर वैल्यू एट नोड I. तो हियर प्रेशर का वैल्यू कितना है, 5 न्यूटन पर mm. तो हियर यू जस्ट टाइप 5. प्रेशर का वैल्यू 5 है, तो यू टाइप 5, देन से ओके. तो ये हमारा प्रेशर लग गया. दिस इज अवर यूनिफॉर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड लोड. तो हम फोर्स भी लगाए, फिक्स भी किए, पॉइंट लोड भी लगाया. तो डायरेक्टली व्हाट वी विल डू नाउ, वी विल सॉल्व दिस. वी सॉल्व करंट एलएस. ओके, सॉल्यूशन डन. ओके, and minimize this. Now once solution is done, go to general post processor. In general post processor पहले क्या करना है, directly go to element table, define table, add, come down by sequence ls, ls1, we apply, come down by sequence smisc 3, come down 16, apply, come down 6, apply, come down 19, and say okay. So 3, 16, 6, 19. So close this. So now what you have to do, directly go to plot result, contour plot. Here directly go to line element result. Then on the top you select 3 and bottom you select 16. Say okay. तो ये हो गया हमारा बेंडिंग मूवमेंट. तो कितना है, मिनिमम का जो है वो मैक्सिमम लिखने का, मैक्सिमम जो है मिनिमम में लिखने का. दैट इज 22,940. तो अभी टेबल में जाने का एंड यू राइट दैट आंसर. इधर 23,000 है, हमारा कितना आया 22,940. तो नियर बाय वैल्यू करेक्ट आया है हमारा. तो समटाइम्स whatever value you get, that value you have to type here. Then minimum कितना आया है, एनालिटिकल 0, और आंसर कितना दे रहा है -20. तो you have to write here -20. Okay. Next, again click on line element result. Now you select 6 and you select 19, then say okay. So कितना आया हमको -399.25 और एक कितना आया 100 आया है. So maximum is -399 and minimum is 100. Analytical का कितना था 400 and 100. So we got exact nearby answers -399 and 100. So this value you have to write it in this table. Whatever answer you will get, you should write it here. So every time you will get different answer. Little bit variations will be there. Okay. Whatever you get, you should write it here. Just make sure that this is nearby value to your analytical answer. नजदीक के आंसर्स रहना चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कि ये आपका 400 आया तो ये मैक्सिमम आपका इधर 100 आना चाहिए. नॉट लाइक दैट. ओके. तो इधर 400 है तो मिनिमम यू हैव टू गेट 390 और 410 45 405 like that. Okay. So this completes your third problem. Okay. Thank you.